Well, this is a wonderful sight. Appreciate everybody coming, and just amazing to see all the support here. Let's please rise and welcome the class of 2023. Thank you. You may be seated. It's awesome to hear the applause and cheers and encouragement from all of you, particularly for these wonderful students who are here with us. An exciting day, a really exciting day. We welcome you to the graduation celebration of the Idaho State University and College of Idaho Physician Assistant Class of 2023. I am Jared Papa, the program director. Our program is taught on 3 different campuses, Pocatello, Meridian, and Caldwell, in partnership with the College of Idaho. All campuses and both institutions are here celebrating with us today. Students, you deserve a celebration. This day represents literally years of hard work, dedicated effort, and finite focus on your future. It also represents the support of loving family members, friends, educators, and staff, and you could hear their cheers for you as you walked in today. So we thank you all for coming. Just a couple of side notes. We are in a world-class auditorium, and you can hear the sound really well. It does seem to echo a bit, so if you have your cell phones, if you don't mind turning those to vibrate or off, that would be great. As a pediatric PA, I know sometimes kids tend to get the wiggles and need to let a little voice out too, so if you have a child or you yourself have the wiggles, feel free to step out into the rotunda through the proceedings of things there. I believe our students would agree with me that our program has some of the very best faculty, staff, and medical directors in the entire nation when it comes to PA programs. Some of these faculty members and staff have been with us for a decade, 2 decades, even approaching 3 decades of time. And we would just like to recognize them and all the energy and effort that they put in. I know they put in an exorbitant amount of time and energy to educate our PA students. So please rise, all PA faculty, staff, and medical directors, and for applause of gratitude. They really are amazing. I am very fortunate to have the privilege and honor of working with them on a regular basis, and they produce a lot of smiles in my life. We also have a couple of faculty and a staff member who were very significant in your education, class of 2023, that are no longer with the PA program, but I would just like to recognize them for the part that they took in your education, and that is Talia Sierra, who was a faculty member, and also Scott High, who was a medical or media specialist in Meridian. In addition to our faculty and staff who are here, we'd like to acknowledge other people on the stand. We have Dr. Chris Owens, who's Associate Vice President of the Kasiska Division of Health Sciences here at Idaho State University. And we have Dr. David Douglas from the College of Idaho, the Vice President for Academic Affairs, with us here today. We'd also like to excuse Dr. Dean Connor, who is the Dean of the College of Health here at ISU. She's a little under the weather and couldn't make it here today. We'd also like to recognize a PA graduate of ours, Dale Belknap, who's the pianist who's playing for us today. And, he has an amazing talent, as you can tell. Other distinguished guests who you see on the stage here will be introduced at a later time during the proceedings of our program today. It really truly is an honor for all of us to come here and celebrate with you students, family, and friends this wonderful accomplishment. Now, would the following class representatives please come up and have a seat here on the stage, including Jared House, Jenna Lowry, Shelby Sackett, Emma Weiss, Sarah Weber, Nicole Bliss, and Evan Johnson. We'll give them a minute to come on up and have a seat up here. They'll be presenting some really neat information here in just a little bit. Prior to that, we would like to give a moment for Dr. Chris Owens and then Dr. David Douglas to share a few words with us. Dr. Owens.
Well, thank you very much. I'm delighted to be with you here today. On behalf of Dr. Rex Force and the leadership of the Kasiska Division of Health Sciences, I'm honored to be among the first to congratulate you on your accomplishments. This graduation ceremony for you, it's a graduation celebration for you and for your families. It was about 20 years ago that I myself was sitting kind of sort of in the place where you're sitting now. I graduated from the College of Pharmacy, though. I hope you don't hold that against me. I had a feeling, though, similar to what maybe you are all thinking about as well. Satisfaction, excitement, relief, right? All the emotions, the world of possibilities that's before you. And while you need to take at least a brief, well-earned rest, it will be time soon to continue on, to move into your professional life and career. Your educational experience, I hope, has been a good one. We have dedicated faculty here at Idaho State University in the PA program, as well as the numerous affiliate and adjunct faculty, clinical preceptors that you have worked with as well, especially over this past year. They've done their best to teach you the knowledge, the skills, the attitudes that you need to have to succeed in this, your chosen field. You're beginning a new phase as you leave Idaho State University, and we're always entering a new phase, really, when you think about it. We're all in the process of becoming something, of striving towards something, of building something. And I'm going to come back to that idea in just a minute. During my own professional and academic career as a pharmacist and as a pharmacy educator, and I had the honor of teaching you at least a few lectures last year, I've learned a few things, but above all, what I've come to understand best is the importance of us all working together. In collaboration, that brings about the best patient outcomes. That's what's most satisfying for us in our own professional careers. Collaboration, working together. In fact, the mission of the Kasiska Division of Health Sciences here at ISU is to provide leadership in the delivery of healthcare by educating caring and competent professionals across all dimensions of health and promoting collaborative research and practice in the health sciences. And I think we do that very well. It's something that we all believe in the health sciences, whether we are pharmacists or nurses or physical therapists or physician assistants. And that is your goal, regardless of your setting as well. We've all been trained in a similar way. Obviously, we have accreditation standards for our different professional programs to make sure that you have that knowledge, those skills, and that attitude that you need to succeed. But you've each, I'm sure, also had a unique experience. And that is as it should be. We're all individuals, and we'll take that individuality with us wherever we go. Now, a few months ago at our May spring commencement, ISU recognized over 2,100 graduates overall at the university. But 40% of those were from the Kasiska Division of Health Sciences. So you are part of a larger group, the university, and then also within the health sciences. And so again, I just hope that you think fondly of your time and your training here at ISU as you continue to build your future. And speaking of building, this is where I want to conclude my remarks. There were some inspiring words that were shared at my own graduation celebration, and I would like to share them with you. Actually, they come from a great American poet named Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. And I learned these, I heard them at graduation, but I had heard them before as well. And I'd like to share them with you because I think they have application in all aspects and facets of our lives, and certainly at a time like this. In a poem he wrote called The Builders, he said, "All are architects of fate, working in these walls of time, some with massive deeds and great, some with ornaments of rhyme. Nothing useless is or low, each thing in its place is best, and what seems but idle show strengthens and supports the rest. For the structure that we raise, time is with materials filled. Our todays and yesterdays are the blocks with which we build. Truly shape and fashion these. Leave no yawning gaps between. Think not because no one sees, such things will remain unseen. Build today, then strong and sure, with a firm and ample base, and ascending and secure, shall tomorrow find its place. We are indeed all architects of our personal and professional fate. Regardless of the setting we're in, or whether we think our deeds are massive and great, or ornaments of rhyme, we all have contributions to make. And they're probably a lot more meaningful than we often give them credit for, when we're especially when we're interacting with people that we're caring for. You can make that difference in people's lives in very quiet ways. Time, again, as Longfellow said, is definitely with materials filled, and you've truly shaped and fashioned those in your years of education and training. I encourage you to continue to use your time wisely. You have a strong and sure educational foundation here from Idaho State University. You are prepared, and so continued effort is necessary to make sure that your tomorrow does indeed find its place. Well done, good luck in your future, and congratulations to the graduating class. Thank you.
Hi folks, I'm David Douglas, Provost of the College of Idaho, and on behalf of the College of Idaho, it is my honor to welcome graduates and family members, and a special shout out to the YOT members of this graduating class, those students who pursued their studies at the third of the three campuses in terms of chronology out in Caldwell. And it really is an astonishing, a remarkable partnership that enables this three different site campus to occur. Well before COVID, well before everybody went online, this has operated unlike really any other partnership that I know of in the nation. It's not asynchronous, it's synchronous. It manages to concoct a single body out of three separate physical locations. So again, thank you for being part of that. I also wish to say something about the nature of this moment, and I think I'm the only person on the stage, on the platform today, didn't stand up when they asked all of the medical educators to stand up. And in my defense, I would like to say that although I'm not a member of the healthcare profession, I am actually something of a historian of medicine. And so I have a few things to say about the white coat ceremony, which I hope you find elucidating. And it struck me that the first thing is these kinds of ceremonies, so fraught with ritual, in a moment we'll have you come up to the stage and we'll put the white coats on you. And it's like we're all participating in some cosplay, right? And it helps to know something about the origins of these moments. And the white coat ceremony in particular is a fascinating one because it isn't that old. It doesn't go back that far. In fact, I did some deep research into this question involving Google, and but more than a few clicks. I went well beyond the third or fourth page, and I learned AMA Journal of Ethics says it was only until it was late 1800s, prior to that time, that everybody in the healthcare profession, such as it was, wore black, similar to clergy and priests. And the notion was it represented the austerity and the seriousness of the field, and also, frankly, the likelihood of death. And I quote here, encounters with healthcare professionals at that time seldom benefited the patients. And so wearing black was in keeping with the nature of that experience, which was seldom a positive one for them. Indeed, in 1873, Edward Clark famously, this is actually a treatise on which I wrote my doctoral thesis, 1873, Edward Clark, who was a physician and a regent at Harvard College, wrote a best-selling book, Sex in Education. It sold out across the nation. And in spite of the title, which you might imagine would be some salacious account of after-hour hijinks that you folks have been up to. In fact, had to do with the prohibition of women involved in education. And Clark argued, from his medical stance, argued compellingly that women should not go to college. And in fact, if they did, it would kill them. If they were lucky, it would kill them. If they were unlucky, the diversion of the crucial energies from the development of the womb would in fact render them incapable of having children, and they would live on as eunuchs, incapable of having a full life, neither male nor female, pale shadows of their former selves. And so, if this seems comical or outrageous, this was not that long ago, and I think it's a reminder of the mutability of scientific knowledge, and a reminder to you to keep up with your current studies. Continuing education will be important for the rest of your careers. It wasn't until this period of 1880s, 1890s that white became associated with cleanliness and sanitation. And so, by the early 1900s, 1915, it was standard garb among, surgeons and nurses and so forth. But it wasn't until 100 years later that the first white coat ceremony occurred. And that happened in two places, more or less simultaneously, the University of Chicago and Columbia. And you would imagine it was an opportunity to acknowledge your significance and your achievement and this graduation that you're all participating in. In fact, it was actually in response to professors who were complaining that students kept showing up to their clinical rotations, and again, I'll quote, in shorts and baseball caps. And so the white coats were really an effort to get you to dress your age. Notwithstanding that, less than fully serious point of origin, the white coat ceremony, as it stands now, is really an effort to acknowledge something important underneath. That is, I have no idea if you're wearing baseball caps and shorts under it. Some of you will come up and you'll get your coats. You look delightful, I have to say, very well dressed. But underneath all of that is a desire to set this moment apart from the rest of your lives, right? Because so quickly we move on to the next goal, to the clinical rotations, to the careers that you will have, to your families, to life in general, and it elides the achievement itself. That this is a moment apart from the hustle and flow of everything else, the apogees and perigees of your lives, the arc of an arrow, right, of a diver. These things are forgotten, and we want to slow this down. It's a stratagem of time. We want to slow this moment down and acknowledge the achievement, this moment that you've come through. It's a culmination of an extraordinary effort. You've made an investment of money and time, endured self-imposed stress and sleeplessness. All that is forgotten, except for the student loans, which will serve as a reminder of your investment for many years to come. In the main, though, the memory of your Herculean effort will soon fade. And this ceremony is our struggle against forgetfulness. It's our insistence that your achievement matters. It's too easy to conceive of your achievement in individual terms, as yours alone. Of course, it implicates your family, your friends, your community. But the fiduciary duty and the moral obligation of any medical education is not to you alone, but to the patients that you will serve. Seen from this perspective, you are not the consumer of your education, but its product. And what remarkable products you are. We'll have you shortly walk across the stage and shake all of our hands, not only to illustrate the spread of contagious disease and contact dermatitis, but also so that we may participate symbolically in this moment, in your achievement, in the good that you will do during your careers to come. We're so very proud of you and everything you've done to reach this moment, and thank you for your achievement, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Owens and Dr. Douglas. Well said. We would now like to recognize some very influential persons in the process of your education. Every year, we select one physician assistant, and one advanced practice nurse, at least one, to be recipients of the Walter A. Stein Outstanding Educator Awards. Mr. Stein was the inaugural program director here at ISU. His legacy as an educator lives on in these individuals. We know that it takes a village to train a PA. And what I mean by that is there are, of course, a lot of faculty and staff involved, but there are literally hundreds of preceptors who are in the trenches, as we might say, involved with each and every one of you. And for the rest of your lives, you'll reflect back on many of those preceptors and remember the things that they have taught you. We'd like to recognize some of them today. So we will have Jared, Jenna, Shelby, and Emma come up to the podium and announce our recipients of the 2023 Walter A. Stein Outstanding Educator Awards.
Hi everybody, I'm Jared House. I had the opportunity to work with Heidi Peters. She is an amazing person. She really cares about her patients, and she's just a bright light in her clinic that she works at. Heidi's not here today. She had a pre-trip plan with her family, so she's not going to make it. But I'm just going to introduce a little bit about her. So she was raised in Missoula, Montana, and attended the University of Washington and Creighton University for undergraduate degrees, and Clemson University for a master's degree in science to become a family nurse practitioner. She is board certified as a family nurse practitioner and is an associate member of the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology. And she has been with the Boise Valley Allergy and Asthma Clinic since 1999. She enjoys running, skiing, and chasing after her 3 children, and she's an amazing mother. Let's give it up for Heidi, even though she's not here.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Emma Weiss, and it is an honor and pleasure to present this Preceptor Award to Dr. Eric Jacobson. Dr. Jacobson received his medical degree from the University of Kansas School of Medicine and completed his residency in family medicine at the Wichita Center for Graduate Medical Education. From there, he started his own practice in rural Kansas and has shared many stories of his experiences, including delivering babies in the wee hours of the morning to working on a variety of trauma cases in the ER. He moved to Idaho about 20 years ago and started working at the Boise VA, where he has precepted ISU students for the past 10 years. He is very passionate about educating the next generation and is very invested in the future of medicine. For the last decade, he has thoroughly enjoyed serving communities in third world countries by providing health care to those less fortunate. Describing his time at the VA, he stated, "My interest in working at the VA is to give something back to those who have given so much to us and for the freedom we enjoy every day." I am personally thankful for that, as I have family members who are veterans and can only hope that they have a physician who is as caring and invested in patients' well-being as Dr. Jacobson. I enjoyed working alongside Dr. Jacobson as he fostered a unique learning environment which provided the perfect balance between independence and support. Throughout my time with him, I was able to grow my self-confidence as a student, which was essential in my progress in clinical year. His love of teaching and passion for patient care were readily apparent in all of my interactions with him. He has a great sense of humor and always brightens up the room, sharing a good laugh with patients and students alike. So Dr. Jacobson, thank you for being an asset to the ISU PA program and to being a positive role model for students like me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jenna. It's an honor to present this award to Scott Miller. Scott graduated from ISU PA School with the class of 2005. His first position was in Central Illinois at Prairie Heart Institute. There he gained experience that led to his current position in Yakima, Washington. Scott has since happily been employed there for 18 years at Yakima Heart Center. He enjoys the balance of working both in the hospital and in the clinic, treating various cardiovascular diseases. Precepting students over these years has brought a lot of joy and missed lunch breaks, but along the way, he has also learned from students. When not at work, Scott loves outdoors and likes to travel, exploring new places. Volunteering for his church with the youth has been especially rewarding for him. Scott and his wife, LaVon, love spending time with their 4 kids, and their youngest just graduated from high school, and they're excited for the next chapter in their life story. I had my second rotation with Scott, and it was amazing. Scott is so knowledgeable, and he's a great teacher. He was open to all of the questions that I had, and I had a lot of questions. But overall, he's just a wonderful cardiology PA who truly cares about his patients, whether it's simple blood pressure control in the clinic to taking care of somebody after a heart attack in the hospital. He made my love for cardiology grow, and he had a significant impact on me as a PA. I will be forever grateful that I had the opportunity to rotate with him. He's truly deserving of this award as Preceptor of the Year. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Shelby. I'm presenting this award to Carson Mandata. Carson Mandata, PAC, is a nationally certified physician assistant with special interests in women's health, mental health, and preventative medicine. She practices in family medicine in Boise, Idaho, and she's employed by St. Luke's. She's passionate about working with her patients to educate and empower them to reach her health and wellness goals through all stages of life. Originally from Idaho, Carson earned her bachelor's degree in microbiology and her master's degree in physician assistant studies, both from Idaho State University. She has been to the Dominican Republic for a medical mission trip and hopes to participate in more international medical service trips in the future. She is grateful for the opportunity to precept and work with wonderful ISU students who have all made a positive impact on the way she practices medicine. Carson was my first preceptor this clinical year, and she helped me calm a lot of anxieties I had about rotations and the constant shuffle from place to place, and always being new to a clinic. She also pushed me to learn how to collect a great H&P early on, which was a great help for the rest of the year. One thing that I really liked about the way she practiced medicine was that she always took time with her patients. She made them feel heard while always keeping them in the center of the conversation about their health. Overall, Carson was a great mentor to me, and I'm delighted to present her with this award. Thank you.
As you've heard, we have some exceptional preceptors within our program that support each and every one of you as students and future students. You'll remember them for the rest of your life and many things that they taught you. I still remember Dr. Brock, an otolaryngologist who I precepted with, and he taught me how to use a laryngoscope, and he actually taught me how to practice on myself when I was a student. But that was a wonderful experience, and you'll remember those. We also now have a very special award recognition that we would like to provide, and that'll be presented by Evan Johnson.
I printed out a bunch of papers to make everybody nervous, but it's only one page. I'm Evan Johnson, and I worked with Dr. Price, who I'll be presenting this award to, my third rotation for general surgery when I was down in Salt Lake City, and had many good experiences with him in the OR and outside of the OR, just talking about different patients. I'm grateful and honored to be here this afternoon to extend this thank you and special recognition to Dr. Price. He is not able to be here, but if he's tuning in, I hope that he gets to hear this. Dr. Price is a pioneer in the field of global surgery. He has dedicated his career to improving access to surgical care for people all around the world, and his work has a profound impact on the lives of millions. He has led or participated in over 40 medical and surgical expeditions to Asia, Latin America, and Africa. In Mongolia, he helped to establish laparoscopic surgery countrywide, transitioning the country from open cholecystectomy to laparoscopic surgery. For this and other contributions to Mongolia, he received the Mongolian Presidential Friendship Medal, which is the highest medal given to foreigners from Mongolia. Dr. Price is also a leader or been a leader in many professional organizations, including the World Health Organization Global Initiative for Emergency and Essential Surgical Care, the Society of American and Gastrointestinal and Endoscopic Surgeons, the American College of Surgeons, and the International Surgical Society. He has helped to guide and establish the Association of Academic Global Surgery. He has also received numerous awards, including the Distinguished Alumni Award from the University of Utah, the American College of Surgeons Committee on Trauma ATLS Steiner Emeritus Service Award, the American Gastrointestinal and Endoscopic Surgeons Excellence in Humanistic Clinical Care Award, And he has additionally worked on many books, and including his seminal book, Global Surgery and Public Health, A New Paradigm. All of this being said about his accolades and the magnitude of his work globally, I think we all can agree he could choose to do many things with his time. Yet, he still makes time to teach and educate PA students like me. In addition to me, over the last 30 years, he has mentored countless surgical residents and precepted and mentored over 60 students from ISU, all while serving as the Vice Director or Director of Graduate Surgical Education at Intermountain, and serving as a husband to his wife Anne and his father to his 6 daughters and 1 son. He truly has dedicated his life to improving and enriching the lives of others. He is relentless, and his efforts will be felt by many generations to come. In recognition of his outstanding contributions to the field of global surgery, and as a thank you for his ongoing mentorship of PA students and other medical residents, I am proud to present Dr. Ray Price with this special recognition award. Thank you, Dr. Price, for your dedication and commitment to making a difference in the world, one person at a time.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Price. We really appreciate taking the ISU PA students, and they really appreciate the opportunity to work with you. And the things that Dr. Price has accomplished are just amazing. You know what's really cool about hearing the things that he has done and accomplished in his life and career is to realize that you, as PA students, are at the start of that. And you can also accomplish many, many wonderful things as you care for people individually, just like Dr. Price has. We'll next have the honor of hearing from our student speakers. So we will start with them, and we'll turn the time over to Jared House, Sarah Weber, and Nicole Bliss.
Hi everyone, I'm back. I'm Jared House, and I was a student at the Pocatello campus. Sorry, I have allergies. I might tear up a little bit, honestly. I never dreamed that I would be giving this speech to you all today. It actually took me 3 years to get accepted into this program. So this moment is one that I feel like I've been working forward to for a very long time. The students in this audience down here are some of the brightest and most promising people that I've met, and I'm so honored. And I'm so grateful to have made it to this huge achievement with you all. I think it's safe to say that the past 2 years have been a life-changing wild ride that produced a lot of intense emotions. During most of my most recent rotation in psychiatry, I was kind of able to delve a little more into these emotions, and reading over the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, I found that they take these emotions that you have in PA school and they give it a name. Any guesses what it might be? No one? No? Okay. Yeah, generalized anxiety disorder. So I won't delve into all the diagnostic criteria, but I think a majority of my fellow classmates can agree with the first criterion that states excessive anxiety and worry occurring more days than not for at least 6 months about a number of events or activities such as work or school performance. I think that's kind of nailed it. So yeah, but I feel a lot of this anxiety comes from a good place, though. I think it comes from dedicated students who want to who want to be providers that can really make a difference. The type of provider that you want to send your loved ones to. All of us took a leap of faith when we decided to enter PA school. There's truly no good way to understand the necessary dedication unless you experience it firsthand. For instance, when you're deep into your first semester, you're taking, I think it was 33 graduate credits. Is that right? Something like that. You're estranged from your friends and family, inundated by thousands of PowerPoint slides, too many tests to count, and constantly fighting the urge to fall asleep during lectures after staying up late studying the night before. Then on top of all that, there were the many awkward moments we had to get through together, like performing physical examinations on our new classmates we've just met, or being videotaped interviewing our professors while they acted like difficult patients, and then having those videos played back in front of all of our peers. And don't forget about the time that we all performed, for the first time ever, prostate and pelvic exams on great live models while our instructors encouraged us to get back in there and make sure we felt the ridges on the prostate. All just awkward for your first time things. But hey, we made it through all of that and we did it together. We'll always share those unique experiences that helped shape us into the professionals we are today. And I think I speak for all the graduating students when I say thank you to the entire Idaho State University Physician Assistant Program faculty, everybody, for your constant dedication to the program and to its students. You've sincerely helped us change our lives for the better, and we wouldn't be moving on to our dream careers without your endless support and dedication. While I was working throughout the state during my clinical rotations, I noticed a common sentiment shared by many healthcare professionals that the ISU PA program produces high-quality students and PAs. I think this goes to show that all of your hard work does not go unnoticed. Also, thank you to all the families and support systems out there who stood by us when we decided to take this journey. All of you made sacrifices in your lives to help us achieve our goal, and this too should not be overlooked. And shout out to my beautiful wife, Kelsey, who I wouldn't have been able to handle any of this without. So as students, we've learned so much and have come so far, but I think we all know we should expect to continue to be humbled by this profession. I hope we all find the motivation to keep pushing hard, to continue to learn from our mistakes, to better ourselves, to lift those up around us, and to provide exceptional care to all of our future patients. And now as graduates and PAs, we are in a unique position where we can make a dramatic impact on people's lives. This is such an honor. Let us not take this for granted. When things are difficult at the workplace, let's try and remember how hard we worked to get to this moment and to this incredible achievement. Let us remember this feeling we have today. Truly, few things in life had made me as happy and proud as I am right now. And I hope you all feel the same. I'm so proud of all of you guys. So on that note, I'd like to invite all the graduating students to please join me in performing the ISU fight song. Yeah, that was a joke. But go Bengals. Love you guys.
Gotta find my right page here. I'm Sarah. I went to the Meridian campus and I was the class president for this year. I just wanted to say welcome again. I'm sure that you'll all be told welcome like 10 times. But I just wanted to say, we're here today to celebrate culmination of 2 years of lots of hard work. We had to go through the long nights, all the anxiety to get to this point. For many of us, these past 2 years have been some of the hardest and most stressful of our lives. Together, we've pushed through the discomfort and expanded our knowledge in ways that we may not have known were possible before PA school. Like Jared said, it's hard to know what you're getting into till you're there. Through this struggle, we've built knowledge and friendships that we can carry with us as we venture into our new careers as baby PAs. Students no more free labor. We're all moving forward into what feels like the unknown, but we've grown accustomed to these things. We've become great at checking our emails every 5 minutes, being quizzed relentlessly, and growing a genuine desire to learn every day. Many of these skills will help us become great PAs in our careers. These hard things have led to the formation of some of the strongest friendships that I've ever known. We are really surrounded by a room full of those who are here to cheer us on, because when one of us wins, all of us wins, unless it's the curved exam. I know I can look back at this time and see you all supported me at my best and my worst throughout these 2 years. To my family and friends, thank you for taking me at my, fresh bread and also at my crying on the floor. It has been a huge honor to be your class president and a privilege to get to know all of you. I know that you're all going to go out into the world and become great PAs. You're going to be a light in the field of medicine and a force for change, someone that advocates for their patients. Congratulations to my fellow classmates. We made it to this point even though it seemed like we wouldn't.
Hello, faculty, family, friends, and of course, my fellow graduates. I'm Nicole Bliss, and I was a member of the Caldwell campus, and it is my great honor to be able to speak to each of you today. These past 2 years have been the hardest, most trying years of our lives, but also, I would say, the most rewarding. I think I speak for everyone when I say we would not have made it to this point without the love, support, and endless encouragement from our families, friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, and of course, our pets. As I stand up here today, I want to personally and deeply thank my parents, sisters, close friends, and my committed boyfriend for sticking with me and supporting me through everything all these years. I wouldn't be here on this stage achieving this accomplishment without each of you. So to them and to everyone in this auditorium, thank you. Let's take a moment to give them a round of applause. Thank you all so very much. My journey to becoming a physician assistant was similar to most of my classmates. Many hours of patient care experience, long hours of studying to get that very best GPA, as well as trying to impress professors and employers to write that stellar letter of recommendation on our behalf. All of that hard work allowed each of us to be given the opportunity to be accepted into this very fine PA program. If you had asked me what the hardest thing I had ever done was, I would have said applying to PA school. But little naive me had no clue what was in store for me once I got into the program. I'm not gonna lie, PA school is hard, really hard. Our faculty did not over-exaggerate when they said, PA school is like drinking from a fire hose. Take it all in and try not to drown. But hey, we all made it, and even if we are exhausted from countless hours of studying, long hours in the classroom where we forgot what the outside world looked like, and even longer hours in the clinic or operating room, I've got to say, we all look pretty dang good. I had the pleasure of being one of the 12 students who attended the College of Idaho campus in Caldwell. There are some perks to the Caldwell campus that some of you may not be aware of. We had our own little building on the edge of campus with great big windows, so we did get to see what the outside world looked like, even if we had to stay inside. We got to watch all the dogs go by on their walks, made friends with squirrels, were a short drive away from some amazing tacos and trivia, and we had Dan and Deb. These two were always there with a warm smile and a word of encouragement whenever we needed it. Didactic year would have been significantly worse if we did not have these two individuals looking out for us. Thank you, Dan and Deb, wherever you are. Also, when there are only 12 students on campus, you're kind of forced to like each other. But fortunately for me, it wasn't difficult. My classmates were some of the kindest, most compassionate, fun, not to mention some of the most brilliant people I have ever met. I have learned a great deal from each and every one of you, and I can now say that I've built friendships and relationships that will last a lifetime. Now speaking to the class as a whole. We came from all walks of life, had all different life experiences, but all came together with a common goal, to become physician assistants. We have endured two of the toughest years of our lives, and now, as we sit here today, we are finishing this chapter of our journeys and taking a great big leap into our futures. I do not believe that we'll be entering this great big scary world alone. Our classmates will always be there to lean on and learn from, just now as colleagues. If any of you are ever in doubt of your abilities or self-worth, don't forget to look back on your journey to see all that you have overcome and accomplished. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Thank you, faculty, staff, and Idaho State University for giving me some of the greatest years of my life and the opportunity to care for the members of my community. With the skills you have given us, we are all prepared to take on this next chapter in our lives. It is true, once a Bengal, always a Bengal, and don't you ever forget it. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you all, students. You can see from their representation here why preceptors and other medical entities out in the communities say that ISU has a fantastic program. While some of that has to do with faculty and staff, really 75% at least of that goes to the students that are here in this program and represent themselves as stalwart individuals with talented skills and capacity to care for people. We'll now excuse the students that are here on the stage to come back and sit with your classmates, because this next little part is a lot of fun. We get to have a slideshow presentation for the student slideshow, and we would like to credit Nicole Bliss and Dan Dion for helping with creating the slideshow.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. But in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Stretch my hands out to the sky. We dance with monsters through the night.
It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. Come on now. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright, baby. We're gonna have a good time. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna
It's fun to see that you had a lot of good times too during the last couple of years of PA school as well. Thank you for the slideshow. It's always fun to reminisce and realize what this journey has involved, right, in the last couple of years, and the friendships you've made along the way as well. Seeing the slides also reminded me a little slip of the mind there. I also needed to recognize two other faculty who are not here today and are not with the program as well, and that's Ariana Golchin and Joeth Ryan, who also had a significant impact in your education as well. We thank them for their time and energy with you also. Typically at this time we have some remarks from one of our medical directors, Dr. Dick Anstead, but he's not able to be here with us, and just wanted to make mention of that in the program. Unfortunately, he's not able to be here with us today. I like to consider Dr. Anstead kind of the grandpa of the program, and if you happen to be at the Caldwell campus, you can understand why, as he spends a lot of time there at our Caldwell campus and helping out the students there, helping them learn. Now we'll move on to the next exciting part of the program, the one that you've been waiting for, and that is that today you will receive a certificate of training and an academic degree. You may wonder why these two things. The history of the PA profession goes way back to the Vietnam War. The first physician assistants were ex-Navy corpsmen who received additional training that built on the skills and experiences they had gained in the battlefields. This training awarded a certificate. As the PA profession has evolved, degrees were also earned and awarded. But the root of all of this is the certificate. So today, you will receive and be awarded the certificate from the PA program, and the academic degree will be conferred upon you by the academic institution. As a symbol of great accomplishment today, we will recognize this by donning a white coat. And Dr. Douglas did an exceptional job explaining kind of some of the history and background of the white coat. I would just add, the white coat is a representation of all the time that you have spent in learning and training to be able to take care of people. In an article written by Dr. Mark Hochberg, a physician, titled "The Doctor's White Coat, A Historical Perspective," he says, and I quote, "Patients see the white coat as a cloak of compassion and a symbol of the care and the hope they expect to receive. So each day from now forward, whenever you slip your arms into your cloak of compassion, be reminded of the caring trust that your patients are seeking from you as you go and visit with them." We'll now proceed with the donning of the white coats. Audience, if you will please hold your applause until all the graduates have gone through and then come back to their seats. And then graduates, if you'll please stand one at a time and then come forward when your name is called. We will now proceed with the donning of the white coats.
Wow, class of 2023, it's such an honor to be here with you today to celebrate this. It was just 2 short years ago that I remember the Meridian students sitting in front of the classroom listening to me drone on and on about orientation and what the classroom entailed. But it's so good to see you all here, and I'm honored to be here to celebrate with you. Today we're going to start with our first advisor, Vicki Allen. Colin Andrew Fouquet. Samuel Sayers Hewitt. Kia Marie Larson. Lucas Victor Franza. Hallie Lynn Taves. Michael Patrick Wizarkowski. Our next advisor is Dr. Richard Anstead, and his students will be coded by Jared Papa. I'm sorry, Dr. Douglas. Anna Kanea Bukowski. Justin Coe. Nathan Colbert Showalter. Bryn R. Smith. William L. Taylor III. Advisor Cindy Bundy. Kristen Lynn Fields.
Haley L. Gardner. Christopher C. Groberg. Natalie N. Hancock. Jared C. House. Advisor Christine Hall, who could not be here today, will be coded by Paula Phelps. Jenna Laurie. Isabella Leta. Jenna Locke. Wendy D. Lumo. Megan M. McCormick. Caitlin Yeshi Bell Williams. Advisor Jeff Johnson. Abby Davis. Kaylor Detmer. Benjamin McKeo Dines. M. Fortune. Brittany Iman Jones Bourgeois. Jasnur Carr. Garrett Stephen Larson. Advisor Dave Martin. Gabrielle Lee Abernathy. Amber Lee Christensen. Mackenzie Cummings. Matthew James Dewey. Evan Johnson. Caitlin Patricia Merrick Mock. Advisor Jared Papa. Catherine Lois Smith Batten. Josepha Bitaburu. Casey Nicole Julianita Blea. Shannon Burke. Dimitri Karahalios. Eleanor Rose Christian. Christine Danielle Clark. Advisor Paula Phelps. Jadalyn Quesano Banks. Brenda Renteria Loera. Peter Michael Riz. Shelby J. Sackett. Kristen Thurber. Anna Wagner. Advisor Antara Smith. Elizabeth Grace Trimmer. Amanda Marie Cortez. Sarah Elizabeth Vanderkolk. Sarah Evelyn Babineau Weber. Melissa Rose West. Emma Weiss. Advisor Marv Sparrow. Cora Blossom Piles. Madison Rains. Malia Horch Rohrback. Michael Sage. Melena Lynn Thacker. Advisor Kent Whitaker. Nicole E. Bliss. Laurel Gardner. Nathan Cord Meyer. Caitlin Nielsen. Taylor Powell. Gabriella Rindfleisch. There are a few of your cohort that couldn't be here with us today, and we'd like to recognize them as well. Vincent Stoll, Nancy Rubalcaba, Stephanie Weiler, Joshua Stephen Kottner, and Crystal Tran. Congratulations to you all. You're going out there and gonna rock this world, so congratulations, class of 2023.
Class of 2023, will you please stand and face your friends and family as they praise and cheer you? Aren't they just incredible? It really is awesome and amazing. You know, we think back about this journey, and as we reminisce a little bit, we realize that it began in like 2015, maybe later for some, but it was before even the pandemic, and you actually hit the ground running in the PA program in 2021 when we were still very much in the mix and the chaos that was involved with the pandemic. I must admit I'm extremely happy not to have to wear a mask every single day. But the things that you've accomplished are just incredible. Just close your eyes for just a second. Now pinch yourself, because it's real. The dream that you've had for many years is now a reality. You are PAs. I came in to some of the offices today and said hello to some faculty and staff who were there, and one of them was Kent Whitaker, and I asked Kent, "Hey Kent, how are you doing today?" And Kent's response is typical for what today is for you. He says, "Today is the best day of my life." Think about that a little bit. A quote from Kent Whitaker, "Today is the best day of my life." even though I know Kent has had many best days of his life, and I'm sure there are many more to come. But today is one of the best days of your life, because you really do have an extremely bright future ahead of you, of some just amazing and incredible things you'll get to experience. But what is most important is that now you are empowered to be able to make a difference in people's lives in a very unique and special way that not everybody possesses. Only about 1% of the world's population holds a graduate degree. That puts you in a pretty elite accomplishment of things when you think about that. And with this training that you have received as a physician assistant, you now have the capacity to touch people's lives in a very significant and even in a very private way, and even in a very special way for those individuals. As you go through life, I'd like to share a couple things with you. Recently, these are actually real pictures of my high school buddies and I rafting down the South Fork of the Payette River just a few months ago, and the water was frigid cold. I will admit it was really cold. But as we were trekking down the river and just rafting along, I realized that this journey of the raft is much like PA school. It starts out, you kind of have an idea of what is ahead because you've seen the river as you've driven past it, but you don't really know what the experience is going to be like until you're in the raft. And now you're floating down the river. And there's a few moments here where you are relaxed and chill, but you know in your mind that coming in a week or a couple of days, there's the rapids of a test that are going to be upon you and test your skills and knowledge. Then you get through those rapids and you get a little relaxed for a moment, and then you hit another one, and then another one, all along the way. That is PA school. As you enter life as a PA, it will be similar. It'll just be spread out a little bit longer than 2 years. But there will be moments and experiences as you take care of people and patients where things will feel a little chaotic, uncertain, and unsure about what you're doing. You'll turn back to your training to try to make the right choices. So as you go about your experiences as PAs, let me share with you 3 tips I have for how to make that experience as a PA something that is joyful, energetic, and as you continue on that road, you'll say to yourself, this life as a PA is awesome. So tip number 1, don't go it alone. Find a mentor, and then be a mentor. I experienced this not too long ago in February. We were in the Dominican Republic on our medical service mission, and I was working with some patients, and Paula Felt's daughter, Julia, grabbed me and said, "Hey Jared, look at this pulse ox." And I looked over and the reading was 82%, and I thought, is she breathing? And I looked over at the patient, and sure enough, she was breathing. About a 40-year-old lady who was sitting there comfortably in the chair. Her chest was rising. She wasn't cyanotic. There was no distress whatsoever. And I thought, the pulse ox has got to be wrong. Something's just not right here. So I grabbed our second little pulse ox and I put it on her finger, and sure enough, it was 82%. And I thought, I don't really know what's going on here. So I did what all good PAs do, and I turned to one of my mentors, Dr. Brett Mumford. And I took the patient to Dr. Mumford and shared with him kind of what was going on. And what's special about Dr. Mumford is that he is a skilled and talented family practice physician who's been working for a long time. But what makes him special is that he is calm, he's always collective, and if you approach him with any question, he makes you feel like you're a genius rather than maybe you don't know what you're doing. And Dr. Mumford is excellent at that. He reminded me of the importance there of having a good mentor who can help you along the way. Because in this beginning, there's still a lot of learning that'll take place along the way in these next few months and a couple of years. But eventually, you'll reach that point where you will have a vast structure of capacity to apply all the knowledge and things that you've learned in the last couple years and that you will be learning going on. When that time comes, it's then time for you to be a mentor. Let me give you 5 steps of learning medicine. The first step is that I, as your instructor, do it. And then I do it, and you are with me. And then you do it, and I'm with you. And then now you're at this point where you do it. And then eventually it comes to the point where you do it, and someone else is with you. And that's really important for you to solidify your knowledge and continue to learn as you go about your careers. So tip number 1, find a mentor like Dr. Mumford, and then become a mentor. Tip number 2, get down on your knees and see your patients at their level. I saw this firsthand over and over again in the Dominican Republic for the students that went with me, but it really stood out to me with Brittany. I went to help Brittany with translating for an elderly patient, and I was really impressed and amazed with how, even though there was a language difficulty between the two, any time that Brittany asked a question, she leaned forward and then she listened very intently. She wasn't thinking about how am I going to answer her questions, how am I going to heal her, how I'm going to take care of her for the issues that she's facing today. No, her thoughts were, what does she want to share with me so I understand her perspective of where she's coming from and what she's experiencing. And because Brittany approached the patient that way, the little old lady just really opened up to her and started to share really all sorts of information. I wasn't able to translate fast enough. I couldn't understand it all. But it really stood out to me the importance of being able to listen to your patients, lean in, hear them, and find out where they're coming from and what their perspective is on life. Don't just think in your head, how am I going to resolve this person's issues today? I have pre-prepared answers of how to take care of hypertension, diabetes, colds, etc. But lean in and listen and learn what their perspective is on life. Tip number 3, sometimes when we're on these medical trips, we don't know where we're going, and we just arrive. And lo and behold, the place we're supposed to be at is a school or a church or some other building that they found for us. And so we scurry to find out where we're going to set up and how we're going to set things up. On this particular experience, I had scurried around the little room we were going to be in, and I assigned Christine Hall, one of our faculty members, to take over one of the little classrooms that we were going to be in. But there was no furniture in there. And Christine is responsible for our women's health. So Christine and Natalie scurried around and found items of furniture to be able to make their female patients comfortable as they did their exams. That's tip number 3. Slow down sometimes and take the time to make your patients comfortable. They're typically in a vulnerable and scary environment. I learned this experience from them, the value of that, and just this past week was able to put it into practice a little bit. In my pediatric practice, I walked into the exam room to take care of a little 3-year-old and 5-year-old girls who were sick. They were brand new to our clinic. I'd never seen them before. And when I walked into the room, I could see on their faces they were scared. Because here they were in this strange place, in this strange office with this strange person who they know has immunization needles somewhere lurking in the background. I could just see that written on their face. So as I walked in, I noticed a little giraffe on the floor, a little stuffed animal, and I went directly to the giraffe instead of approaching the girls and said, "Oh, look, you have a little stuffed giraffe. What's his or her name? She's so cute, so cuddly." And the little 5-year-old immediately perked up and said, "Oh, this is Gina the giraffe," and began to explain all the things about Gina and how soft she was and her colors and everything. And she takes little Gina, the giraffe, out of my hands and gives it to her little 3-year-old sister and says, "Gina will keep you safe." And then the little girls came around me as I'm sitting there typing, information as I'm talking to their mother about their care. So sometimes you just need to slow down, even though you're busy and let things get chaotic, in order to make things comfortable for the patient, in order to be able to gain their confidence and their trust. Now, students, you have paddled through the rapids and raging waters that are the river of PA school. Some of you may have felt like you were falling overboard along the way, but you held on to what the raft guides told us when we were doing this rafting trip, held on to what they call the OS line, or the O-shoot line. And you've had the help of your classmates and your families and your friends, faculty, and many supporters to be able to make it through. We now raise your hands in victory. Remember, as you navigate through these coming years, 3 things. Number 1, find a mentor, and then be a mentor. Number 2, see life from your patient's perspective. And number 3, take the time to make things comfortable for your patients. Now, we implore you to go forward and use the gift of medical training that you have acquired over these last few years that now enable you to provide health, happiness, and healing to individuals. On behalf of all of our staff at the ISU and College of Idaho, and PA faculty, medical directors, and even PAs across the world, we welcome you to the amazing profession of physician assistants. We thank you all for coming today and celebrating the accomplishments of these wonderful individuals. It really has been a pleasure having you in the PA program the last couple of years. Thank you for choosing ISU. After the graduates have exited the auditorium, we would invite all family and friends to please join us in the rotunda for light refreshments. We also have fresh flowers and programs out there you're welcome to take as well. The graduates will first go out and they will go take their picture. Then they will come back in to mingle with their family and friends. Again, I present to you the class of 2023.